back to Max's Corner, and right now I'm with Ben Rortvedt, a minor leaguer for the Minnesota Twins, and I'm going to interview him today, and I have some questions for you, so if you're all right, can I ask them?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Ben went to Verona High School in Wisconsin, and he's a Minnesota Twins minor leaguer, and he played in Double-A this season. He bats left-handed and throws right-handed, and he was the 56th overall pick in the 2016 MLB draft. And the first question is, how many teams have you played for in the Twins organization?
So my first year as a high schooler, I got sent down to the GCL, which it's very normal for high school players to go to with the younger kids. So I was in the GCL there and moved up to Elizabethton, Tennessee. So that was my first season. I played for 2 teams. Second season I played for Cedar Rapids, which was low A. My third year I was in Cedar Rapids again and went to Fort Myers in Florida. And this past year I was with the Miracle and then played most of the season in Pensacola in Double-A. So
nice. What is your favorite thing about being a catcher? I know you get to throw runners out and make big plays and tags at the plate, but what's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing, actual play is I love throwing people out. I think it's way more satisfying than any double home run. But just being a part of the play, every single pitch, I think is awesome. And then always playing a role in a pitcher throws a good game, that you prepared and you were a big part of that.
Yeah, you kind of called the whole game.
Yeah, and the team's win. So.
Mm-hmm. What is your go-to food on the road?
That's kind of challenging. We get spreads before the game and after the game, but honestly, when we're traveling, it sounds terrible, but we crush Waffle House early in the morning when we're on the road and that kind of stuff. But honestly, whatever's available, just fast food, or if you can settle down at some other restaurant. I love tropical smoothie. We're always in the South, so.
Yeah, or hotel. Do you ever stay in hotels?
Oh, all the time. Hotels, motels.
What are the most important things you've learned when playing in the minors and in spring training?
Just baseball in general, just how to deal with failure. My first season, my first 2 months were the hardest I've been hit by baseball, and it was really hard for me to bounce back. And just ever since then, just how, everyone says the cliche quote, if you're successful 30% of the time, you're the Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer, but it's seriously true in baseball. Knocks you down, and just how you get back up and persevere.
Yeah. This one is for his cousin JJ. He wanted me to ask him this. If you could have a permanent jersey number, what number would it be and why?
22. It was my mom's favorite number, and ever since then, it's just been 22. Kind of through the family, I guess. I haven't really ended up with it. I think I had it in Little League for a little bit. When I was a freshman in high school, I got the last pick of a number, so I didn't get it. In pro ball, I haven't even gotten it once yet. So
really?
Yeah, and I'm smaller, so usually the sizes go by numbers. So I'm usually like 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Because I need a smaller jersey, but 22 for sure.
All right. What advice would you, if you need advice, who would you turn to?
So a bunch of my best friends are in the game. My best friends was Gavin, who was in Kenosha, got drafted by the Dodgers. So we reach out and bounce ideas off each other all the time, but just family. It's more in a game. Baseball is just a small part of everything, and if you're out of it mentally, then you don't stand a chance. So whoever you can fall back on to kind of bring you back to home is who I go to. So either parents, my close friends. It doesn't even have to be a baseball player. Just anybody who gets your mind right, honestly.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right. I noticed that you throw right-handed, so how did you end up batting left-handed? Did you just pick up a bat and it felt natural, or were you taught by your parents to bat left-handed?
I don't remember because my brother hit left-handed too. So I'm guessing when we were kids, either my dad made us, which if he did, I'm thankful he did, or we just kind of picked it up and started swinging left-handed. But I'm very glad that I started swinging left-handed.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just picked up a bat and then lefty from there. All right. I know minor leaguers don't get paid that much, and you don't get much money for food, and you're on the road all the time and on the bus rides and stuff. But what makes it all worth it? Being a baseball player.
It's just as a kid. All I wanted to do was play baseball. That's all I wanted to do. So even on my down days when I have a bad game, you just think back as a kid, like, this is what you wanted. Like, this will be worth it. Just put your head down. There's always tomorrow. And for me right now, all my friends are in college, so I'd rather be playing than going to school. So that's also something.
All right. Who introduced you to baseball, and why did you keep playing?
My parents, I guess. And then it's just the one I played soccer, basketball, and baseball as a kid. I really liked soccer, honestly, but baseball was always my favorite. So I ended up just taking that and playing it throughout high school, just the one sport. So.
Yeah. All right. What is your first baseball memory?
First baseball memory. We had this massive like backyard area as a kid, and everybody has that like big orange like a wiffle ball bat looking thing, and my dad would just throw us tennis balls. And also as a kid, we moved probably when I was about like 7, and there was a hockey net in a basketball court area. So my dad sat behind the hockey net and would throw me tennis balls. And if I hit the tennis ball over the road, we called it a home run as a kid. Really? So yeah.
That's pretty fun. All right. Where is your favorite place that you've ever played?
Probably Petco Park. I played in the Perfect Game All-American game as a high schooler, and San Diego was awesome. Like, that's probably the 3rd time I was in California, but actually got to stay and like kind of be around the city. We went to a hospital, but Petco Park was really cool. So
yeah, isn't like that's where the Padres play?
Yeah,
right?
There's like the hotel in that field, and it was really cool.
Yeah. What is your favorite baseball memory?
Favorite, honestly, not even from pro ball. It was probably, honestly, like the most fun I've ever had was my junior and senior season of high school. It was all my best friends on the team, and it was just a blast coming to the field every day. I think junior season was by far my most fun that I've had on the baseball field. And also as a kid, districts for Little League was always really fun. That was actually really competitive. But I mean, pro ball is awesome. Like, it's awesome. But
it's like the ultimate.
Yeah, but high school junior season was literally, I couldn't stop laughing when we were playing. It was so fun.
Really. All right. Let's see. Do you like metal bats or wooden bats?
Now I wish I could swing a metal because the sweet spot's massive. But I like wood. I think nowadays, with all the restrictions on metal, if you have a good piece of wood, the ball's gonna go farther than metal anyways. But and also the crack of the bat from wood's not a lot nicer. But you might go through a lot more wood bats than metal.
All right. Who was your favorite MLB player growing up and team?
Favorite team was the Brewers. I never really followed anyone closely. I liked Jonathan Lucroy as a kid just because I caught. As I started getting older, everyone liked Harper. I swung left-handed, but probably Lucroy was my favorite growing up. I started to like Tucker Barnhart later in my high school days. He plays for the Reds. I really like him, how he catches, but probably Brewers and then Lucroy. So.
Yeah, I really like Lucroy and he's with the Brewers. All right. Besides preparing physically for like games and tournaments and stuff, how else do you prepare for like games? I know like you work out to get your body stronger, but like what do you do mentally and stuff?
So before every series, we have this past year was like 5 game sets. We get, as a catcher, I get their whole lineup, their spray charts, a bunch of like numbers, and I'll sit down on the bus and kind of go through their whole lineup and write down like how we want to attack them. And then on our phones, we actually get, this is all new, probably the past 2 years, we all get every pitcher they have, starters and what day they're throwing, and then relievers, and we get to watch it on our phone, kind of see how they like to pitch. So we look over that stuff, and then we'll as a team meet every game like an hour before the game, and go over the starting pitcher and how he attacks lefties and righties, and then you kind of like as a team we'll we'll get like an approach and how we want to attack the guy. Like if he's a sinker baller guy, we'll try to like move him up. All the guys are throwing really hard up in the zone. We'll try to push him down.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty helpful.
Yeah, no, super.
Yeah. Did you always want to be a catcher?
No. No. As a kid, So my uncle was a scout for the Padres, and when I was about middle school age, I reached out and I said, if I want to go anywhere in this game, what position should I play? And he just looked at me and he just laughed and said catcher, and I just started catching since then. So he kind of forced me to. If I wanted to be anything, that was my best shot.
All right. What part of your body hurts, or what part of your body do you have to take care of the most? Like catching is super tough and super hard on your body. I guess like your knees hurt a lot from squatting.
Yeah.
But like to you, what do you have to take care of the most to stay healthy?
Just legs in general, and you really see the side effects if you don't. This year, I took care of myself a bunch, and you feel the difference. So legs, get an ice bath, get on a Normatec, and honestly, it's really big to just be consistent in the weight room. You can kind of feel the side effects if you start navigating away from like a routine. You'll start like feeling sluggish, and like what's really big is like you gotta treat sleep like your girlfriend. Like you can't just be slow on sleep because your body will really feel the side effects. So it's just it's really being consistent in what you're doing.
Yeah, sleep is super important. What is the advantage of going to the minors right out of high school versus playing college baseball first?
A lot of things. So, I've seen that you have when you get in the system longer, you can make relationships, and you also probably have a longer leash than some of the college guys because you're younger. So like if say you start off slow, they know you're younger and they'll give you more time to trust the process kind of thing. And then also, I am in AA now, and if I would have been drafted out of college, it would have been this past year. So people that just got drafted were in rookie ball this past year, and I was 3 levels ahead of them already.
Wow. So you get kind of a head start.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Maybe some people aren't ready to go to the minors right away, but I felt that I was physically prepared enough to make the transition.
You played in a perfect game at Petco Park.
So I'm glad that it's worked out the way it has. So.
What did you do to get an edge on your competitors?
Just put your head down. Don't worry about anybody else, honestly. If you're always going to compare yourself to others and like what they're doing, I mean, they're probably not watching what you are. No one cares. Just wasting your time. So just put your head down and get to work.
Yeah. And like, obviously you grew up in Wisconsin and we have cold winters there and you can't really go outside and play baseball. But do you think it would have made a difference if you grew up in like Texas and California and Florida and those southern parts of the country where you could play baseball all year round?
I'm not sure. It almost works in our benefit because you should give your body a rest. And during the winter, I kind of shut down anyways. And if I would be playing year round, I honestly don't think that would have done me a favor. Some of I see some of the guys that play year round down there are getting reps outside, are doing a bunch of stuff. But everything that they can do outside, honestly, we can do inside. There's a bunch of nicer facilities here. Yeah. And you should be giving your body a rest anyways. So I was just glad that my name got out and I got exposed. And it's just harder for northern kids to like get seen by people. So I was lucky in that case.
Lots of athletes come from like the southern parts because they can play all year round.
Exactly.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've done on the field?
Okay. Last year, I threw and I actually lost my foot. Someone stole a base. I threw and lost my footing, kind of tripped up my feet, and our pitcher ducked to get down. He didn't move. He just crouched. Yeah. And I hit him in the kidneys. I didn't even make it to second base, so I just spiked it right into his kidneys.
Ow.
So that was pretty embarrassing, but it was pretty funny at the same time. I'm glad that he didn't kick my ass.
Yeah. All right. Who's the coolest player you've gotten to meet because of playing in the minors?
With the Twins, I was in big league spring training. There was a bunch of Nelson Cruz was in the clubhouse when I was there, and that's a really big name. Garver was really cool. We had a really good season. Jason Casher was one of the nicest players ever. Rehabbers, I call it Michael Pineda.
He's from Wisconsin. Right?
Is he? I'm not sure.
He played for the Timber Rattlers.
He might have. But there's some rehab players. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has a bunch of momentum going into his young seasons. We played against him. But as we keep going up, I'm seeing a lot bigger people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that must be fun. All right. Have you had any walk-off hits?
Yeah, I had 2 this year.
Really?
One actually was I think an extra inning game, and this was kind of funny. And I believe a position player came into the game, and we had a man on second, and it was just totally the weirdest thing I've ever been a part of, because it was a big part of the game, and they were out of pitchers, so they brought in like their second baseman from the bench and was throwing like 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, I was going to say, why did they put in a position player?
Which is just lobbing the ball over the plate, and I happened to just get out in front of one and hit one over the first base, and then also we were playing Mobile at home, and then I hit a walk-off double, which was pretty cool because their reliever had a pretty good splitter, and actually got a hold of one. So, but the first one was kind of funny. The second one was a lot better feeling.
Yeah. Have you had any big plays at the plate to win a game?
To win the game, throwouts, maybe just big throws to not actually end the game, but a couple that shut a run down.
Yeah.
That kind of gave us a lot of more cushions. I had a couple this year. And then the one tie game, remember in Port St. Lucie, I backpicked a kid that would have been the winning run, and that was pretty cool. So, and that was a pretty intense game, so that's pretty cool.
All right, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? It's tough. There's so many. This is so soft, but I like Ryan Reynolds. I like the Deadpools. If we're talking, I actually like The Proposal a lot. I like Ryan Reynolds. Other movies. Baseball movies. My favorite baseball movie is The Rookie. I really liked that as a kid. I mean, anything that's funny, honestly.
Yeah.
I hate scary movies.
Same.
But just funny movies.
All right. Did you collect cards and or autographs as a kid?
I collected some. I didn't get huge into it, but I know I had a collection as a kid. So I honestly was just kind of busy and didn't do it that way. I think I collected as kids. Me and my brother collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then that was way young. But then we had a bunch of baseball cards, but I never just really ran off with it. So.
Nice. All right. What's your favorite music to listen to on game day? Like, what gets you hyped?
Anything. Anything that's upbeat. I like Lil Uzi Vert. I like a bunch of like the R&B stuff. So honestly, I like Kevin Gates a lot. He gets us going.
Yeah.
A bunch of the times the speaker gets taken by Latin players and they're playing like some crazy stuff, which isn't that bad either. So whoever has the aux cord, hopefully it's just upbeat rap.
Yeah. Okay, last question. What advice would you give to young players who want to be great someday?
Just literally what I said before, put your head down, don't worry about other people, and it'll work out. Just literally put the time in and just put your head down. Do anything, try to get better every single day. When I was in high school, I was kind of psychotic. I always had to I was like a rule for myself. I pretty much always worked out or got my stuff done before I could hang out with my friends. So just put in the time and it's all going to work out, honestly. So I just had fun. My senior year of high school, I had a lot of pressure on myself. And baseball kind of got the best of me for a bit. But it's literally a game. And just have fun with your friends and things will work out.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much, Ben. Stay tuned because he's going to sign some stuff. And thank you for letting me interview you.
For sure.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
The chin piece.
Oh, this? Yeah, I got hit in the face.
You did?
Was that the hit you were talking about?
No, I had this season. I actually never got hit without it, but I got hit in the chin with the chin piece,
Ouch.
and I probably would have broke my jaw, and I was like out for a week. Yeah, I literally had like a softball
Ow.
like size, and probably for the next like 3 months when I smiled, like my lip didn't even come up.
Oh,
Yeah. Pencil pen.
Pennsylvania.
That's a new name, pencil pen.
Let's see it, buddy.
Whose signatures are over here?
So you just got done seeing the interview and seeing some sweet footage of him signing some things. But first, I just want to say thank you so much to Ben for coming over to my house and letting me interview him and then signing some things for me and my family. And thank you to my friend JJ and his family who hooked this up. And JJ, who is Ben's cousin, shout out to you, JJ. And thank you to your family for helping making this possible. So first, pictures. This is a 8x8. One, it's pretty sweet. He signed it across his leg. And then this one turned out really nice. I got 2 of these, and he inscribed some of the pictures with 56th overall pick, 2016 MLB draft. This one, he signed with blue Sharpie. That one turned out really nice. He signed it across his butt and his back. JJ pointed out his eyes. I got 2 of these, and one of them isn't inscribed. So now the baseballs. This is an official Major League Baseball that he signed with the inscription. And then this one is an official Minor League Baseball with the inscription. And then this one was my little brother Bryce's first autograph ever. And you saw footage of that. He walked up to Ben and asked him to sign this baseball on the sweet spot. So that's my brother Bryce's. And then during the video, you might have noticed that this bat was in the background. And when Ben showed up to my house, he got out of his car and he was holding 2 bats, and he signed them both. One of them was for JJ, and then this one was for me. And this is the actual signature right there. And this is a game-used bat. It's a Louisville Slugger. And you can see like all the pine tar on it and stuff. Thank you so much, Ben. And thank you to JJ's family. And shout out to JJ and Ben. Go follow JJ and Ben on Instagram. On the screen somewhere. And follow me on Instagram at Max'sCornerYT. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you later.